Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Sarah, and today I'm not alone. Alex is here with me.
Hi, everyone. It's really nice to be here, especially today, because the end of the year always feels a little different.
And that's why today's word feels perfect. At first, Christmas looks like a simple word. It's a date on the calendar. It's a holiday. It's associated with December, decorations, music, and gatherings. But in reality, Christmas is not just a day. It is a cultural, emotional, religious, and social concept all at the same time. In English, when people say Christmas, they are often referring to much more than December 25th. They may be talking about a season, not a single day, a mood or atmosphere, a time of reflection, a set of traditions, or even a memory from childhood. This is why Christmas appears so often in conversations, movies, songs, and literature. It carries meaning, not just information.
Traditionally, Christmas is a Christian holiday that celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. In religious contexts, it represents ideas such as hope, light, renewal, faith, peace. In religious English, you may hear phrases like the meaning of Christmas, the spirit of Christmas, Christmas as a time of reflection. However, in modern English-speaking societies, Christmas has expanded far beyond religion. Today, many people who are not Christian still celebrate Christmas culturally, socially, or emotionally. For them, Christmas may represent family time rest after a long year, giving and receiving gifts, connection and belonging, or simply a break from routine. So when English speakers talk about Christmas, the meaning depends heavily on context.
Christmas is a powerful word in English because it connects language to emotion. People don't just describe Christmas, they feel it. You'll often hear sentences like, "Christmas feels different this year." "Christmas brings back memories." I love the feeling of Christmas. Christmas can be hard for some people. Notice something important here. These sentences are not about facts. They are about experience. For English learners, this makes Christmas an excellent word to study. It shows how English is used not only to communicate information, but also to express mood nostalgia, comfort loss, joy reflection. In everyday English, Christmas often refers to an entire period of time. People say, before Christmas, around Christmas, during the Christmas season, after Christmas. This tells us something important. Christmas stretches beyond one day. It becomes a season of emotion and expectation. This is why people decorate early, plan weeks in advance, and talk about Christmas long before it arrives. And interestingly, people often continue to talk about it even after it has passed, especially when reflecting on the year. I think what makes Christmas interesting is that it can be joyful and heavy at the same time.
Yes, for some people, Christmas is full of warmth and connection. For others, it can highlight loneliness, distance, or loss.
And English reflects that complexity.
Exactly. That's why Christmas is not just a seasonal word. It's a word that opens conversations about culture, identity, and emotion.
When people think about Christmas, they often think first about traditions. Decorating a tree, exchanging gifts, sharing meals, listening to familiar music. At a surface level, these traditions may look repetitive or even commercial. But culturally and linguistically, traditions exist because they carry meaning. Traditions create continuity. They connect the present moment to the past. They give people something familiar in a changing world. In English, you'll often hear phrases like, "Christmas traditions bring families together." Everyone has their own Christmas traditions. we keep this tradition alive. Notice the verbs bring, keep, carry. They suggest movement and connection, not just routine.
The Christmas tree is one of the strongest symbols associated with Christmas. Historically, evergreen trees represented life during winter, a time when everything else looked dead or frozen. In modern English, the tree has become a symbol of continuity hope, family gathering. People don't just say, we have a Christmas tree. They say, we gather around the tree. The tree brings the room together. The tree makes it feel like Christmas. Here, the tree is not just an object. It becomes a center of emotional space.
Gift giving is another core Christmas tradition, and it has a complex meaning in English culture. On one level, gifts represent generosity and care. On another level, they can create pressure, obligation, or stress. This complexity appears clearly in English expressions. It's the thought that counts. You didn't have to get me anything. I just wanted to give you something small. These phrases soften the act of giving. They show that Christmas gifts are meant to communicate emotion, not value. For English learners, this is important. Understanding these phrases helps avoid misunderstandings and makes communication feel natural rather than transactional.
Christmas music plays a unique role in English-speaking cultures. Many songs are repeated every year, sometimes for decades. People may say they're tired of hearing them, but they still listen. Why? Because music connects directly to memory. A Christmas song doesn't just remind people of a holiday, it reminds them of a specific year, a specific place, a specific feeling, or a specific person. In English, people often say, "This song takes me back. This reminds me of my childhood." I associate this song with Christmas. The verb associate is key here. Christmas language often works through association, not explanation.
Food is central to Christmas in many cultures, and English reflects this strongly. You'll hear expressions like Christmas dinner, a home-cooked Christmas meal, sitting around the table. These phrases are not only about eating, they represent togetherness, pause, and shared time. In English, food-related Christmas language often includes warmth, comfort food, hearty meals, a warm kitchen. These words create atmosphere, not just description.
Something people don't always talk about is that traditions can be heavy too.
Yes, when expectations are high, traditions can become stressful.
Especially if someone is far from family or going through loss.
Exactly. And English has ways to express that gently. People might say, Christmas feels different this year. It doesn't feel like Christmas. The holidays are hard for me. These sentences are soft, indirect, and emotionally aware. For learners, understanding this tone is crucial. English often expresses pain quietly, not dramatically.
So far, we've explored tradition symbols, music, food, emotional layers. In the next part, we'll look at Christmas in modern society, media, movies, and advertising, loneliness versus connection, why Christmas brings both joy and reflection. Christmas is not just celebrated, it is interpreted.
In modern English-speaking societies, Christmas exists everywhere at once. It appears in television movies, advertising, social media, workplace conversations, public spaces. Long before December 25th, people start talking about Christmas. This tells us something important. Christmas has become a shared cultural reference, even for people who don't celebrate it traditionally. When someone says, "It's starting to feel like Christmas," they are usually not referring to religion or dates. They are referring to atmosphere.
Christmas movies are especially powerful in English culture. They often focus on themes such as redemption, family conflict, and reconciliation, loneliness and connection, second chances, kindness from unexpected places. You may notice that many Christmas stories follow a similar pattern. Someone starts disconnected, bitter, or overwhelmed. Through events, memories, or relationships, they reconnect with others or with themselves. In English, people sometimes say, "It's a very Christmassy story." This doesn't mean it's religious, it means it carries warmth, hope, and emotional resolution.
Christmas is also deeply connected to consumer culture. Shopping, sales, and gift buying become intense during this period. This creates a contradiction that many English speakers are aware of. You'll hear comments like, "Christmas has become too commercial. It doesn't feel as meaningful anymore. I miss the simple Christmases." These sentences show tension between values and reality. For English learners, this is a great example of how language reflects social criticism. People are not just describing Christmas, they are evaluating it.
One of the most important things to understand about Christmas is this: it amplifies emotion. If someone feels connected, Christmas can feel warmer. If someone feels lonely, Christmas can feel heavier. This is why English speakers often talk about Christmas in emotional terms. Christmas brings everything to the surface. The holidays can be emotionally intense. Christmas reminds you of what's missing. These are not dramatic statements. They are honest reflections.
People don't always talk openly about this, but Christmas can be lonely.
Yes, especially for people living abroad or far from family.
Or people who have lost someone. In English, loneliness at Christmas is often expressed indirectly. "I'm just trying to get through the holidays." "This time of year is complicated for me. I don't really feel festive." These phrases are gentle and socially acceptable ways to express difficulty. Understanding them helps learners respond with empathy rather than confusion.
Beyond celebration, Christmas is also a time when people naturally reflect. They think about the year that passed, what changed, what was lost, what they hope for next year. This is why Christmas is closely linked to New Year in language. At the end of the year, looking back on this year, as we move into the new year, Christmas becomes a pause between what was and what will be.
In global English, Christmas is understood even by people who don't celebrate it. They may still watch Christmas movies, hear Christmas music, use Christmas-related expressions. This makes Christmas a powerful shared reference point in international communication. It allows people from different cultures to connect through mood, story, emotion.
Before we end this episode, I just want to say something simple. Christmas is not only a word you hear in movies or songs. It's a word that carries memory, emotion, and meaning. And that's why it appears so often in English.
And even if you don't celebrate Christmas, understanding how people talk about it helps you understand how they think, feel, and connect with each other during this time of year.
Language is never separate from life. When you understand words like Christmas, you're not just learning vocabulary, Noam. You're learning how people express warmth, loss, hope, and reflection.
So wherever you are, and however this season feels for you, we hope this episode helped you listen a little more carefully to English and maybe to people around you.
Take care of yourself, be gentle with your pace, and keep learning in a way that feels meaningful.
We'll be here with more conversations, more words, and more stories. We'll see you in the next episode.